A dangerous heat wave will continue to build across California and the western United States. Meanwhile, we'll be talking about flash flooding across the eastern United States from the southeast, the Ohio Valley, into the northeast, and a couple of major hurricanes on track across the eastern Pacific Basin and the Atlantic Basin as we head towards that peak of hurricane season towards the middle of September. Good Monday morning, Labor Day Monday, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys have not subscribed down below or liked this video, definitely consider doing both. I definitely appreciate all the new viewers out there, all of the recent viewers out there. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. It definitely means so much to me, and I definitely appreciate it. So good Monday morning out there, everybody, to start the work week here. If you have today off, again, it's Labor Day. Again, it's starting the work week off. A lot of heat across portions of the western United States. We got red flag warnings there up into Montana and Wyoming, but you can see in the purple shaded colors across much of California, southern Nevada, and western Arizona, we actually have excessive heat warnings building, and then even the orange shaded colors in much of Nevada, Idaho, getting into Utah, and Oregon State, we actually have heat advisories across those areas as well. So let's dive into this here. We actually have the very strong heating across these areas. You can see a very strong ridge of high pressure will dominate across the western United States, particularly into California and Nevada, getting into Utah and Arizona as we head into this afternoon. That will build more intense as we head into tomorrow here, building all across the Rockies and the western United States into your Tuesday, and remaining intact across these areas as we head toward the middle of this week, as we head towards Wednesday, September 7th. So again, the heat will build and will be controlled by this high pressure system as we head through the early to middle portion of this week. Looking closer here across Nevada, California, and western Arizona, we have widespread temperatures across these areas, getting down into southern California here, central California, into the 110 to 115 degree range. And there are an outside chance this afternoon across Death Valley and maybe parts of central California that could approach 120 degrees as we head toward peak daytime heating this afternoon on your September 5th. That will intensify even more tomorrow with more widespread 110 to 120 degree heat across this area, especially from central and southern California, southern Nevada, into western Arizona. And again, that will continue here as we head into your Wednesday. Looking a little farther out as we get towards the middle of September for your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook by the Climate Prediction Center, during that September 10th through the 14th timeframe, that heat will continue. Lots of above normal temperatures favored across the Rockies, the Pacific Northwest, and then kind of moving its way eastward toward the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes as we move towards that middle portion of September. So again, this heat will build and will continue to remain intact largely across this area as we get towards the middle of September. Also, what we're seeing here is some flash flooding concerns across the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, and the I-95 corridor here, including the Boston area, New York City, getting back towards Pittsburgh, Charleston, West Virginia, much of Kentucky, middle and eastern Tennessee, all the way down into the deep south. And the green shaded colors here, that is actually a flood watch across these areas where we have heightened areas for flash flooding over the next several days. So looking at the European forecast model precipitable water values, we're going to see a lot of the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, and the Northeast here within these areas here in the green shaded colors of around 2 to even 3 inches of precipitable water in this area. So that means any storms that move over this environment will be very efficient rainfall producers as we head into later on today, and more or less even into your day on Tuesday, tomorrow as well, with lots of heavy rain expected across the I-95 corridor from New York City to Boston and parts of Pennsylvania, from Pittsburgh all the way over there toward New Jersey as well as we head into your Tuesday. So looking at this here, using the high resolution forecast guidance here, kind of looking at what the radar could appear to be as we head towards this afternoon into the, from the morning into the afternoon, some scattered showers and storms bringing that appreciable heavy rain threat across portions of the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, down the spine here of the Appalachians as well. We could have a little bit of some runoff with some of these heavier showers and storms this morning. That will move its way to the north and east, kind of a steady rain shield of thunderstorms embedded in there, some moderate to heavy rain pockets in there as well. across portions of Pennsylvania, getting into that I-95 corridor from Boston down to New York City, Hartford, Connecticut, into Rhode Island. Some more, isolated to widely scattered showers and storms all the way from portions of the Deep South through the Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, and much of the eastern seaboard as we head into your Monday evening here this evening. And then that rain shield will be very persistent and intensify a little bit across eastern Pennsylvania, the Washington, D.C. area, much of southern New York State, including New York City, much of Connecticut, getting up toward Boston there on your Tuesday morning. Widespread heavy rainfall and drenching rains at that as we head into your Tuesday morning. That will continue as we head towards Tuesday evening as well, with, again, steady rainfall across portions there of Long Island, getting up into portions of Connecticut and southern New York State for your late Tuesday afternoon and that dinner time frame here as we head towards Tuesday as well. So looking at the precipitation totals of what the high resolution guidance is showing, some appreciable values of rainfall across this area from central Pennsylvania, eastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, especially as you get into southern New York State, including New York City, Long Island, all the way up toward Boston. We could have some widespread heavy rainfall amounts of 2 to 4, maybe even 5, 6 inches across some of these areas. Isolated 5 to 6 inch amounts are possible across southern New York State into portions of Long Island, Connecticut, and Rhode Island, perhaps just south of Boston as we head through the next couple of days. Even some heavier rainfall spreading up and down across portions here of the Ohio Valley, the Tennessee Valley, the Southeast, and the spine of the Appalachians, some runoff there as well with some of this heavier rainfall as we get towards the middle of the week. Looking at the Weather Prediction Center's forecast, they actually forecast a moderate risk of excessive rainfall where widespread flash flooding is possible across northeastern portions of Pennsylvania, but an elongated area of a slight risk with scattered flash flooding possible from portions of the southeast, getting through the spine of the Appalachians, up toward the Ohio Valley, even up toward Boston, New York City. So again, eating away at that drought across portions of the Northeast. That will continue as we head here into your day tomorrow on your Tuesday into Wednesday. Pockets here of that slight risk for excessive rainfall across the Ohio Valley and the I-95 corridor, again, from Boston down through New York City, Hartford, Connecticut, getting down to New Jersey there, eastern portions of Pennsylvania, including the Baltimore area, getting all the way down into portions there of, say, Philadelphia, getting into Washington, D.C. Definitely have to watch out for the potential for some excessive rainfall. But beyond that, as we get toward the late portion of this upcoming week, we have another trough digging in across the northwestern plains into portions of the upper Midwest here as well, and southwestern Canada. That will move across these areas on your Thursday. As we get into Friday, it'll kind of take more of a neutral tilt across portions here of the northern plains and upper Midwest. Along and ahead of that, there'll be a cold front, and that could spark some showers and storms, more isolated to scattered showers and storms. So not everybody will see these, but again, we could be seeing some stronger storms. We'll keep an eye out for that. And as we head towards the early portion of this upcoming weekend, we could be talking about on your Saturday timeframe, kind of more of a neutrally tilted trough across portions of the upper Midwest and the upper Mississippi Valley region as we head toward the day on Saturday. Looking at the overall precipitation amounts, again, generally light along the cold front here across portions of Minnesota, the Dakotas, back towards northeastern Wyoming, again, averaging around a quarter to half an inch of rain. Some spots could see more than that, more than an inch of rain here, but again, this will be more of a progressive moving cold front, so kind of not staying over the same area very long. So this will be kind of progressive from west to east. So again, this will limit the overall rainfall potential across these areas. Now, we do have to talk about the tropics here. We got a lot going on in the tropics, so let's break this down for you guys. We got Tropical Storm K down here just southwest of the coast of Mexico, and this is going to be a big player, big system across portions of the eastern Pacific Basin, moving up toward Cabo San Lucas and the Baja of California, spreading all of its moisture up into portions of southern California and southern Arizona as well in the days ahead. So looking at this using the satellite imagery, we got some very tall updrafts with this system here. You can see the pinks, the purples, and even the white shaded colors here. That is a pretty strong system already, and it's already just a tropical storm. And you can see these thunderstorm tops shooting up over top of the center of low pressure here, 50, 60, 65,000 feet. So definitely some very strong and tall updrafts supporting this system, and that will only strengthen as we head through the days ahead. So looking at the ensemble tracks of where this largely could go, there's still a mixed solution. Some of this, the average ensemble shows this moving just west of the Baja of California and just west of Cabo San Lucas, which would place that right front quadrant of this system right over Cabo San Lucas, which is actually the most dangerous spot with onshore flow. We have a lot of significant wave heights here. We have a lot of the strong winds, the heavy rainfall. All of the impacts are possible across the Cabo San Lucas area, so definitely want to watch that. But there is variability here in the weather model. Some of this brings it a little bit farther west, and some actually bring it a little bit farther east as well toward the western coast of Mexico. So we'll continue to watch that. But the official National Hurricane Center forecast here does show the strengthening to a hurricane as soon as tomorrow morning as we get towards sunrise, and actually maintaining that hurricane status all the way through the end of the week towards Thursday evening or Friday morning. So definitely something here to watch. And again, doesn't show it on the official forecast that this will strengthen to a major hurricane, but I do think some of the models do show this intensity actually getting up towards that category 3 strength. So we'll continue to watch that. The majority of the models are up near category 1 to 2 strength. So again, we're going to go with that for now. But again, some outliers do produce a major hurricane with the category 3 possible across this area before it kind of starts to slowly drop off in intensity towards the end of this upcoming week. So looking here at the arrival time of the tropical storm force winds, this is not necessarily the hurricane force winds, but winds that are up to 74 miles per hour. You can see this arriving here, the southern portion of the Baja of California as we head into Tuesday evening around 7-8 o'clock time frame, moving up into central Baja of California by Wednesday evening, and then portions there of the northern Baja of California and northwestern Mexico perhaps as we head towards Thursday morning. So that's the kind of the arrival time of when we expect those tropical storm force winds to be moving across these areas. So that will be something to watch. Looking at the weather forecast models using the ICON model, again, a 998 millibar low pressure center with a formidable tropical storm this afternoon. That will propagate to the north and west here, getting closer to Cabo San Lucas. Again, on this ICON model, produces a 979 millibar low pressure center. The right front quadrant of this system could be producing some very heavy rainfall, some extreme wind gusts, and potentially even some storm surge as well, with some significant wave heights out there. Definitely a very dreary day across portions of the Cabo San Lucas and southern Baja of California for the middle of the week on your Wednesday. That will continue to push up here to the north, potentially the eye getting very close to the coast there, the Baja of California on your Thursday. Again, some of the models have variability with the track, but we'll continue to kind of fine tune this in the days ahead. The European forecast model a little farther west with a 982 millibar low, with the center of this just west of Cabo San Lucas here, which would still place that right front quadrant there across that area. And even the GFS largely agree. So I do think a lot of the consensus here on the forecast is this will kind of stay, the center and the eye wall will stay off to the west, and we'll have that right front quadrant move over the Cabo San Lucas area, potentially as strong as a category 3 hurricane. So that will be something to watch. We also have to watch that onshore flow with the storm surge out there. We have some significant wave heights. If the GFS model is right in bringing a category 3 up this area, this is kind of the worst case scenario. I did want to show you what the worst case scenario would look like. You do see 20, 30-foot wave heights not too far off the coast here of the Baja of California and western Mexico, again on your Wednesday, and spreading up all the way up to the coast there, right on the coast there of the Baja of California towards Cabo San Lucas. We could have wave heights approaching 35 feet, if not 40 feet across this area. So eventually we're going to see some onshore flow and a very strong storm surge potential across this area as we get towards that Wednesday evening through that Thursday evening time frame. That looks like the peak intensity for this Cabo San Lucas area as we head towards that time frame. And again, another aspect of this is the very heavy and flooding rainfall. The ICON model is showing widespread 6 to 12 inches, if not more, potentially locally up to 16 inches of rainfall across parts here of the Baja of California and northwestern Mexico. So that will be something to watch with the system as we get towards the late portion of this week. Turning over the Atlantic, the Caribbean, and the Gulf, we got Hurricane Danielle spinning up here into the northern Atlantic. We got Tropical Storm Earl just to the north and east of the Antilles Islands here. And we also have a 30% chance here of a new system developing right off the coast here of Africa, moving west-northwest over the next 5 to 10 days. So we'll continue to track all of these systems in the days ahead for you. Looking at the satellite imagery, we got Hurricane Danielle with still not a closed eye wall with this yet, but still a Category 1 hurricane there to the north. We got Tropical Storm Earl all the way down here just to the northeast of the Greater and Lesser Antilles, and we got that system developing off the coast of Africa, pushing west-northwestward as well. So we got 3 systems to watch here as we move through the next several days. Looking first at Danielle, this is going to continue to maintain hurricane status through the middle of the week through your Wednesday evening, then slowly dropping off to kind of a mid-grade tropical storm as it approaches portions there of Europe. So we'll continue to watch that. That won't reach here closer to Europe until really the late portion of this upcoming weekend. So we'll have plenty of time to watch it there. But looking at the kind of the intensity guidance here with Hurricane Danielle, largely remaining a Category 1 hurricane all the way through the next 96 to 120 hours out there, and then eventually kind of weakening to a tropical storm status as it gets closer there towards the coasts of Europe. So we'll continue to watch that. Looking at Tropical Storm Earl, this will strengthen to a hurricane, and then the National Hurricane Center actually develops this to a major hurricane by this upcoming weekend, Friday night to Saturday morning, across portions just east of the Bermuda Island there. So we'll continue to watch that. And you can see Tropical Storm Earl intensity has it shooting up all the way to Category 2, if not Category 3 strength. Some of these outliers actually show the strengthening to a Category 5. So again, we'll continue to watch this. It's not out of the realm of possibility that this could, strengthen to a Cat 4 or 5. So definitely something to watch. We got all the warm waters out there, a lot of open ground with less shear out there. Again, hurricanes like a low sheared environment with lots of warm water, and that's what we got across the Atlantic. And again, watching that system just off Africa has a 30% chance of development over the next several days. So looking at the weather forecast models here, we got Danielle to the north, we got Tropical Storm Earl here down to the south with a 1,006 millibar low pressure center as of this afternoon, and then we're going to watch that system down to off the coast there of Africa. Both these systems will continue to trek their way around to this Bermuda high as we head towards the middle of the week, with a 993 millibar hurricane as we get towards the middle of the week there on Wednesday, and then probably a major hurricane toward the end of the week there just near the Bermuda Islands there. So we'll continue to watch that with a 955 millibar low pressure center with probably some pretty intense winds and storm surge near the Bermuda area. And then again, a 950 millibar low as we get towards the middle of this weekend. And even that system that I was showing you with a 30% chance of development, that could develop a tropical depression, if not a low-end tropical storm, very close in proximity to this major hurricane as we get towards that weekend time frame as well. And looking even beyond that, towards the middle of September, look at, guys, we have a parade of systems moving off the coast of Africa. Once it starts, it's not going to stop. Again, probably another couple of tropical storms, if not tropical depressions across this area as we kind of move towards that middle of the month of September. Looking at the water temperatures out here, a lot of oranges showing up, a lot of deep reds across the western Atlantic, western Caribbean here. That does indicate 25 to 30 degrees Celsius water temperatures at the surface, and that would equate to around 80 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit water temperatures at the surface as well. Plenty of fuel, if you will, for these hurricanes to develop, and even major hurricanes to develop as well. So we'll continue to watch that. We'll track it for you here on Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. That's what we're here for. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope that was very informative and valuable for you guys. If you guys did like it, remember to like it down below with the thumbs up. I'll leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. I will get to all of these later on today, and subscribe, most importantly, to the YouTube channel. Definitely appreciate it. We're approaching 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all to for the new subscribers out there. Definitely much appreciated. Thank you all. Have a great Labor Day and a great rest of your week, and I'll see you all in the next video.